So we're going to do another little box. At the top of this one, I want you to put themes. Now obviously you're going to be painting, you're going to do a little bit of photography, maybe a touch of filming as well, a wee bit of storytelling. Themes here are for you to capture what goes on in these three overriding themes. So for example, as we're painting, it might be that you recognize that you use certain colors, so your color palette or your color choices become really important. So I want you to bank that in this box as we go through it. It might be that as you're doing photography, you want to learn more and you want to improve your skills. So I would scribble down photography skills. What will happen as we go through the 21 days of painting, taking photos and storytelling, you'll collect themes that come up in your work, and those themes will be different for each one of us because it's a personal point of view, a personal perspective that we have on the world. Different things will be important to us, so it's nice to catch those themes here. Then we're going to do something about those themes. So over on this page, I want you to put do more of ... As you spy the themes coming up, this catches all of the things that you want to do more of from identifying the themes that are coming through for you. If you can just separate this, so we've got two columns. So the first column is the what and the second column is the how. So for example, photography skills. So what, photography, how, identifying the themes, pulling the themes over to here to say, what is it I want to do more of and how am I going to go about it? I think when you actually spell back to yourself how you're going to do something, because of course we can all sort of keep the ideas of how we might do something in our head, but when things are in our head they remain quite abstract. When we get the words out of our head onto paper, it looks more actionable. And these are things that you can go back to and take off, and in a really satisfying way think, well actually I identified that I quite enjoyed photography, I wanted to improve the skills and do more of, so I actually did something about it. And that in itself is really satisfying, and it builds to your self-belief as an artist that you do what you say you're gonna do. Okay, moving on. This section is going to be all about collecting ideas. It's like your ideas bank, and you're actually giving up the rest of the book to your ideas. If you're anything like me, my brain is like a web browser where there's too many tabs open at any one time, and I've got to get those ideas out into a pad. And I've got 1,000,001 sketch pads, notepads, journals where I'm capturing those ideas, and while they're still young and quite vulnerable and fragile as ideas, I catch them here, and slowly they build and grow until they're strong enough to be taken into action. So how we actually structure that is, you've guessed it, draw a box. You're going to call this ideas, content, pages. Because you've got lots of pages here, and your ideas unfortunately don't come to you in a really ordered, methodical manner, and you can write these ideas down, write another idea down, and then when you're trying to come back to it and find it through lots and lots of pages, it gets lost. So this is a contents page for those ideas. So say for example, I know I'll have lots of ideas about vlogs I want to film. I'll put a title, vlogs. I also know I'll get lots of ideas of paintings I want to create. So, paintings. At the moment, I've been refurbishing a lovely building in Tewkesbury for workshops and studio experiences. It's called The Loft and it's in Tewkesbury Town Centre. Obviously, I'm not there at the moment because we're all in lockdown, but I know those ideas of what I will be doing there in the future will still keep coming to me. So I want a place to capture all of that. So I'm just going to put Loft Studio. As the ideas come, I will scribble them down in any order, and what I want you to do is number the next 10 pages. 9, 10. Okay, so I've numbered the corners of the next 10 blank pages. So as my ideas come, and I don't know what ideas will come over the next 21 days, but I will put a heading for that idea. So it might be vlog idea, and I know one of my vlog ideas is to catch up with my friend Hans, who has a beautiful flower school, and we want to film a workshop in the studio, and we want to include a woodland walk. I know we've also got an idea of filming a flower workshop, because he does these wonderful sculptural flower lessons. I don't want to call it flower arranging, but in its basic sense, it is flower arranging, but it's actually, they're creating art with the flowers. So flower art, I'm going to call it. And we had this idea that his class would create a workshop. We had this idea that he'd create a workshop around flower art. He would create the actual sculpture and I would create the painting lesson. So we joined forces on both of our arts in a really unique way. Now, I know because I've written that down, my subconscious brain is going to be working on that idea, and at random points throughout the day and sometimes in the night when you're trying to get to sleep, those ideas will come and I just want to scribble them down. I'm not too worried about being neat. I'll literally just scribble them down. Have notepads and not notepads, what are these called? Post-it notes everywhere. So if an idea comes, I can just blah 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 idea, and then the next morning I can just stick it on that page. So you don't actually have to physically have this book with you all the time. It can be scraps of paper sellotaped in or post-it notes. So that vlog idea landed on page 3. So page 3 has a vlog idea. Okay, so now this becomes a content page where I know I can find the ideas I've been working on. And eventually I'll just write it in pencil. Eventually I'll have pages 9, 15, 27, and I'll have, for painting ideas, it might have been page 2 and 4 and 23, and my loft studio ideas might be number 1, number 3 and 17. So with this, I now understand that if I want to look at those painting ideas that are brewing, if I go to page 2, 4 or 23, in here, I can find those ideas and get re-inspired and work a little bit more on them. So that's your ideas content pages. And that's it. There's our bullet journal set up. So let's just have a quick recap. You've got your first page, which has goals and surprises. You're going to scribble down some goals that you want to achieve by doing this creative challenge for 21 days. Don't feel pressurized into writing loads of them. You can just have one of them. This is blank for surprises, and what we'll do is, as the 21 days unfolds and we go through each day, there'll be things that happen that are a surprise to us, and I just want to bank them there. We've then plotted our calendar, which is basically day by day for the next 21 days what activity we're going to get up to. Just as a reference, I've scribbled on there the actual dates things are happening, and I've taken time to highlight the things that I know I'm going to be interested in and get a lot out of. So I have highlighted it, so I definitely make sure I watch that. The review is just capturing the days and the challenges that you do and capturing a word that describes how you felt about doing it. And it's a lovely review page that you capture in there. This is the themes. So we're going to be going through painting, photography and storytelling. And what I want you to do is capture what themes jump out for you, and it will be different and personal for each one of you. So it'd be quite interesting to see how all of ours are different. So we might catch a few photos of that as we go through the 21 days. On here, this is about action. What themes are coming through that are important for you, and what do you want to do more of, and how are you going to do it? This will be an action plan for you. Next page, this is the start of your ideas bank, and you want to give your ideas space to flow and grow, but you also want your ideas so you can actually find them again. So this just gives you a really useful way of listing all of the ideas that you have and then numbering the page so you can find it again. And that's your bullet journal all set up, ready for the next 21 days. So we've got structure in which to work over the next few weeks, and tomorrow, day 2, we're going to be looking at how to develop your unique style as an artist. Now, style is as personal to you as your handwriting is. It's the choices you make, it's the values you have, it's how you hold your body. There's so many different elements that go into making your unique style. And what I want to do tomorrow is make that easy to understand so you can really start to name all of those different elements for yourself and then practice your style going forward. I think sometimes when you're starting out as an artist, I know I certainly went through this, where you're starting out and you get inspired by a certain type of artist or a certain type of artwork, and you mimic it, you copy it because you're learning, and you build confidence by copying and doing active studies of other artists. It gives you something on which to measure how good your art is developing. So that's really useful, but the next stage on is how to translate that back into your own style. It's almost like taking that influence from that artist that you love, but pulling out which element of their artwork is it that you love and mixing it in almost like a melting pot of other influences that you have in your life. And that's all unique to each and every one of us. So I'll explain that more tomorrow, and we'll look at how to develop your unique style as an artist. See you tomorrow.
Things will work out when